Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. My name is Bhaskar Jogi. I'm having almost 24 years of experience in the IT industry. I worked for many companies, including Patni Computers, Accenture, Microsoft, Unilever, TVS Motors, Daimler Chrysler. And I'm passionate about the teaching because of that I'm here today. So currently, I'm not working anywhere as a developer or a team lead, or a manager. So currently, I'm only conducting the online classes, not even classroom classes we have. So if you're interested towards data engineering, so what is the data engineering and what are the prerequisites to learn data engineering? Who can learn data engineering and how to learn data engineering? Everything I will be able to tell you today. And if you don't know any coding, if you don't know any programming, no coding or low coding, still, if you wanted to get into IT industry, the best courses are today. You can go into data engineering, or you can go into data analytics, or you can learn, Azure DevOps or AWS DevOps. All of them are low coding or no coding. Clear? So if you wanted to become a data engineer, so what is the data engineering we'll discuss? And if you wanted to become a data engineer, what are the things that you need to learn? Everything I'll be discussing one by one, right? If you wanted to become a data engineering, definitely you have to know about data first. Clear? Without data, you will not be able to understand. So everybody is going to be talking about IT industry, right? So if you say IT industry today, I stands for information technology, right? So information technology. So how do you get the information? Information you will be able to get, or you will be able to derive from a data, right? Without data, information will not be there, right? But what IT industry is going to be doing, it is going to be only working with the data. That is what you need to understand first. So IT industry is not there if the data is not there. Clear? If you ask me, what is the core element of IT industry means, what you need to understand. So IT industry is going to deal with the two things. One is called, it is going to be storing data. That is the first thing IT industry is going to be doing. For storing data, we're going to be using a technology called SQL. Clear? So without SQL, IT industry is not going to do anything. So IT industry is going to be doing only two things. One is it is storing the data. If you wanted to store the data, you have to know what is called as SQL, structured query language. It is also called as a database management system. It is also called as a RDBMS, relational database management system. Clear? And the second thing IT industry is going to be doing, which is computing the data, which is going to be computing. Computer came from this only. Compute means you have to process the data. Processing means I wanted to perform what is called as a summing operation. I wanted to perform the sum operation. For example, I have data 10, 20. I wanted to know what is the total. Total is 30. That is what is called sum. That is what is called processing or computing means. I wanted to find out what is average. What is the average between these two numbers, 15? What is the minimum number? What is the maximum number? What is the average, right? What is the sorting order? I would like to sort the data in the ascending order, descending order. I wanted to do some processing operations on the data. Clear? If you wanted to process the data, so this is where we are going to be using a languages like C, C++, Java, .NET. Clear? So one guy is going to be working towards the data, one more guy is going to be working towards the language, right? Language is very, very difficult. We are going to be processing the data. So language is going to go to, SQL and get the data. It is going to be processing the data and displaying the data. So processing can be done with the language. What kind of a languages you can learn? C, C++, Java, .NET, Python, any language, whatever you think of, you can learn, but which is very, very complex today. Clear? So we are not going to be working towards the language side or the computing side, processing side. We are going to be only working towards a data. Clear? So the question is that when you have a large amount of data, so what is the data size? That is very, very important. Okay, every company will have a data. When you have a small set of data, for example, think about goonlinetrainings.com, think about any company. My data is going to be very, very small amount of data. So that data, I will not be able to store them in SQL. So I will be able to store my data because I'm talking about a megabyte of data. Every month I'm going to be getting 10 MB, 15 MB data. All this data, either I can store them in Excel or I can store them in the textbooks, notepads. Clear? If you have a GBs of data, every month Amazon company is going to be getting millions of transactions. PhonePe is going to be getting millions of transactions every month. That is 500 GB of data, 700 GB of data. If you have a GBs of data, the IT company is going to be storing the data into the SQL, structured query language. It is also called as a database management system, or it is also called as a data bank. So data bank means a database. So if you have a large amount of gold, where will you store the gold? Gold bank. If you have a lot of blood, where will you store the blood? Blood bank. If you have a large amount of data, at least gigabytes of data when you have it, so you need to store them in the gold data bank. The data bank is called a database. Okay? So database means data bank. It is also nothing but SQL, structured query language. It is also called as RDBMS, nothing but bigger tanks or bigger godowns. Clear? So when you have the GBs of data, but when you're getting every month, let us say 500 GB of data into 12 months data, it is approximately 6,000 GBs of data. Okay. So which is going to be 6 terabytes of data per annum. I want to have 10 years of data, 60 terabytes of data. So this kind of a data cannot be stored in your RDBMS. You want to have a specialized systems called data warehousing machines of the computers. Clear? So if you wanted to get terabytes of data today, we are going to be using what is called as a data warehouse. Data warehouse can deal with terabytes of data. But today, because of social media, this is a story till year 1960s when the computers have started in the world, and till 2000, we have data growing in completely terabytes of data. After 2000, so social media got increased, and you have internet got cheaper, and even computers become so cheaper. Social media, because of social media, because of infrastructure, and everything is become cheaper and cheaper. Internet is also becoming so cheaper. Because of that, lot of data started accumulating. Okay, the data size is called petabyte of data, zettabyte of data, yottabyte of data. Simply, this kind of a data is called as unlimited data, or this kind of a data is called as a big data. So there is a limitation to the data till year 2000. So what is the data? Maximum data into terabytes. So that time, so we were having maximum single data warehouse, maybe 14 terabytes, not more than that. So to get 14 terabytes of data, it used to take a minimum, 10, 15 years. So in before year 2000. So data warehouse cannot take 1,000, terabyte of data. Average data warehouse size that time, 14 terabyte. Today, average data warehouse size, even though the hardware is increased, the technology is increased, a single data warehouse can have up to 100 terabytes of data only, not more than that even today. Clear? But after that, this is what is called limited data, and this is what is called a structured data. I'm talking about structured means the data which is there in the tables, or which is there in the columns of data. Up to year 2000, this was a story. But year 2000 onwards, not only structured data, but also unstructured data, right? So, but also semi-structured data. Unstructured data, semi-structured data means we're talking about a lot of chart messages, lot of news items. If you open a news article or a newspaper, can you store the data in the row and column format? No, you will not be able to store. Or when you go to hospital, you will get a lot of x-rays, lot of images, a lot of audios, a lot of videos, right? So social media, you upload your pictures, lot of things. All the data put together is called as unstructured data, semi-structured data. That data is called as unlimited data, and this data is called as a limited data up to some terabytes of data companies who are having. So after that, they don't have a proper hardware to store unlimited data. They don't have a proper software also to store unlimited data. In year 2003, Google came up with the big data concept, or unlimited data I wanted to store. Is there any way I can store unlimited data? That is when year 2003 Google company is released a concept called Hadoop big data. So if I wanted to store large amount of data, is there any software? In year 2003, Google has released a paper on big data. In year 2006, I think Apache company came up with a software called Hadoop. If I wanted to store large amount of data today, clear? Year 2000 till year 2000, we were talking about maximum data means up to 10 terabytes of data or 14 terabytes of data only. Clear? So that was a story I'm talking about. Today, data is not in the in your hands. So data may be coming from Excel today if it is a small set of data. Clear? So that is the point. If you have at least medium size of data, so that data can go into SQL or into database management system. If the data is in large means I'm talking about, the data will be in the terabytes of data. So this will be GBs of data. Every month I'm going to be getting 500 GB of data. Every month I'm getting 500 GB. 1 year data will be your what is called as your terabytes of data. Small data means megabyte of data. But whatever we're talking about here, so all this data till 2000 only, it is a completely structured data the IT industry was focusing on, up to terabytes of data. But after that, we have a concept or big data is got created, that is unlimited data. How do I store? The concept is talking about petabyte of data, zettabyte of data, yottabyte of data. I am talking about yottabyte of data. This kind of a data, normal Excel sheet, normal SQL, normal data warehousing systems cannot store them. We will be able to talk about data warehousing and all later. So now you need to have one more software, one more concept called big data, means unlimited data. The concept got released by Google in year 2003. Apache Software Foundation released the software in year 2006 in the worldwide. Clear? So this can store unstructured data, semi-structured data, or structured data. So this is where data storing technologies are there today. Just give me 1 minute of time. I'll just come back. Just give me 1 minute of time. I'm just getting 1 minute. Okay, so when you have a large amount of data, the companies started using today Hadoop systems. Clear? So what is that learning point here? If you have the data may be there in Excel, data may be there in SQL, data may be there in data warehousing, data may be there in Hadoop systems. So this is the data storing systems that IT companies are maintaining. Clear? On top of that, you have two types of applications are running. Once you have the data, on this data, either you can run AI application today, or you can run BI application today. What is AI? Artificial intelligence applications you can run on the data, or you can also run the business intelligence applications. People who are learning Power BI or a Tableau or any reporting tool like SSRS, or even though you have used Excel report, it is what is called MSBI, Power BI, any BI tool, SAS BI, OBI, any tool when you use So end of the day, you may be getting the data from here. You may be able to get the data from here. You will be able to get the data from here, or you will be able to get the data from here. You will be able to work with the AI or BA today. AI means this is where you need to know machine learning algorithm, deep learning algorithm, all of them you need to know here. And to understand AI, you should also understand at least basic understanding of Python language is needed. Clear? If you wanted to work towards business intelligence side, so first you need to know what is called as a Power BI to create reports and everything, or Excel or SSRs, any reporting tool you need to know. Compulsorily, you need to know SQL. Without SQL, you cannot learn Power BI, you cannot learn AI also. So SQL is important, data warehousing is important, and if you wanted to work with the data, even Hadoop is called as a big data technology. Okay, Hadoop is called as a big data technology. If you wanted to deal with large amount of data, we have to deal with this kind of a technologies as well. So today we are using what is called as a Chart GPT. You know what is a Chart GPT? Chart GPT is an AI application which is going to be getting large amount of which is going to be using a large amount of data. So when we're talking about a Chart GPT application today, Chart GPT is getting large amount of data from where? It is going to be getting the data from the big data. Clear? So Chat GPT or Copilot is from the Microsoft or Google's Gemini software we have, right? All of them are called machine learning or AI softwares. The Chat GPT is called as a generative AI software. Generative AI means which is going to be generating the text based on your input. Okay, input may be in the text, input may be in the audio, input may be in the video, and it is going to be generating either audio file, video file, or text file. Clear? Normal AI applications are going to predict. BI application going to understand the past, and AI is for the predicting the future. AI is going to be doing a lot of predictions. Clear? But generative AI applications, in contrast, they are not going to be predicting anything. They are going to be, instead of predicting, they are going to be generating or producing something. Clear? So a lot of AI models or lot of machine learning models are working with the big data Hadoop only. Remember this point, okay? Your Chat GPT is going to be getting the data from where? From this only. Okay, so Microsoft is running a Chat GPT on, I think it is 500 petabyte of data, or it is 5,000 petabyte of data. So if you burn this data into DVDs, if you think that each DVD size is 5 to 6 GB, if you think like that, so 500 petabyte of data means it is 30 Himalayas size. Remember that. How many Himalayas? 30 Himalayas size, 30 to 40 Himalayas size. So that is the data I'm talking about. This kind of a big data you and me cannot store, because you cannot have hardware, you cannot have a software. Even normal companies also will not be able to store this kind of a data, but we will be able to store this kind of a data today with the help of a big data. Okay, with the help of a big data concept. But the software is called Hadoop. Hadoop is a software given by Apache Software Foundation in year 2006. Clear? But if you don't have big data, then next, if you have a data warehousing data, so this will be one more data storage, or we can also have data maybe in SQL, or we may have the data in the Excel, or data maybe there in the text files, or maybe in some other application. So all these where the AI is going to be working or BI is going to be working. Clear? But the question is, who's going to be getting the data? Who's going to be cleaning the data? Who's going to be storing the data? on these machines, right? So it may be SQL or it may be data warehousing. It is small size. You can just ignore this. So you wanted to get the data, store the data here, or you may be getting the data, store the data here, or you may be getting the data, storing the data here. Before storing, we are going to be cleaning the data, storing the data. Who's going to be doing? So collecting the data, cleaning the data, storing the data. So this work is going to be done by the data engineering team. Clear? So data engineering means simply you will be able to get any kind of a data from the world. So entire global, any kind of a data you can have. So all this, all these things are going to be talking about only structured data and only up to, megabyte of data, only up to, megabyte of data you can have up to terabyte of data. So here the data size is unlimited, petabyte, zettabyte, yottabyte. So there is a special name given to this data, big data, large data. So this kind of a data, you will not be able to store, in this. So we need to have a specialized software, specialized techniques we need to have. That software is now Hadoop. Hadoop actually created using a Java. Clear? Hadoop is going to be created using a Java, and Hadoop is going to be, very, very faster. It can take a large amount of companies' data, maybe social media data, your Chat GPT, Copilot applications, or Capgemini. All these applications are running only big data. Clear? So that is what you need to understand. Who's going to be preparing these big data Hadoop systems or data warehousing systems or SQL systems? Who's going to be doing? So there is a team called data engineering team. Okay, so you will be able to get the data, work with the data, clean the data. You will be able to either store the data here, you will be able to store the data here, or you will be able to store the data in the Hadoop systems. Clear? So data engineering team means simply known as data collectors. So you will be able to get the data from different sources, maybe Excel, or maybe you're getting the data from the on-premises systems, or you may be getting the data from the cloud systems, right? Lot of or SAP systems, or it may be some other systems. All these things you have to know clearly. But now I am talking about two things. Okay, I'm able to store the data in Excel, SQL, data warehousing, big data. We'll talk about what is the data warehousing and what is the big data later. But before that, you need to understand, I have introduced two more words today. The words are called, one is called, so I have spoken about what is a data engineering, right? So what is data engineering? So you will be able to simply collect the company data. You will be able to clean the data, or you will be able to store the data. So this is what we're going to be doing. If machine learning application is working fine or BI application is working fine, means AI guy is not going to get the data, clean the data, store the data. Lot of other engineers is going to be working with the data, and they will be able to get the business data, clean the data, store the data. After that, AI and BA teams are going to be working. So AI and BA team, if they are working perfectly fine, means data engineering team is done the perfect job. So these people are going to be correcting data, cleaning the data, and storing the data. This is one thing. This process is called as a ETL process. It is what is called as extracting the data, transforming the data. You should be able to load the data. Either you do this activity, or you will be able to collect the data. You first store the data, then later when there is a time, you are going to be cleaning the data. So this is what is called ELT process. Clear? ELT process, extracting the data, you load the data first, then you will be able to perform the transformation. ETL means extracting the data, transforming the data, loading the data. Clear? ETL stands for what, Nana? It is extracting the data. Extract means you're going to be reading the data. Then you transform the data. Transformation means you clean the data, or you may change the data. Then you're going to be loading the data. Loading the data means writing the data into the destination. Extracting the data means reading the data from the source. Clear? Writing the data in the destination or in the target. So that is what is called a loading. Reading the data from where? From the source machines. Clear? Source may be Excel, source may be SAP, source may be Java, source may be .NET, source may be SQL, source may be one data warehousing, source may be on-premises cloud, blah, blah, blah. So this is what we're going to be doing. So data engineering people are going to be working with the data most of the time. ETL operations, extract the data, so transform the data, load the data. When you have data sizes, when say large, or when you say medium size, or when the data size is, let us say, small amount of data, when you have it, you will be able to perform the ETL operation, extract the data, clean the data, load the data. But when the data size is unlimited data, that means I'm talking about large, means I'm talking about extra large or double XL data, or it is also called as a big data, double XL data or triple XL data, very, very big data. So this kind of a data, when some companies are giving it to you, you will not be able to clean. Clear? For example, I wanted to give you, let us say, 20 kgs of rice. Okay, somebody is giving you 2 kg, 3 kg, 4 kg. What normally you do? You will be able to get the rice, you will be able to clean the rice, and you will be able to store lot 20 or 100 kgs of rice. So that is the rice you can clean, or you, your brother, mother put together, you can clean the 100 kg of rice within 3 to 4 days of time. Okay. But I'm going to be giving you, let us say, tons and tons of the rice today. So Food Corporation of India is there. You will get a lot of lorries of rice. Do you think that lorry is going to be getting the rice and simply they're storing the rice into the godowns? They don't clean it. Clear? So they collect, they'll get lorries of rice at least you'll get 1,000 lorries every month, or hundreds of lorries of rice every month you will be able to get it. So you don't clean. Lorry will come, lorry dump the rice into the godown, then lorry goes. They don't clean the data either before sending it to the customer or before using it to the customer. You're going to be cleaning that. You take one rice bag, you clean the rice, and you try to use that rice. Like that, people are going to be performing ELT operations. So ELT operations are advisable when you are working with the big data. Remember that point. Clear? So ETL operations are going to be working when you're working the data with the Excel sheets or SQL or up to data warehousing machines. Clear? If we have this kind of a data, what normally we do, we extract the data from various systems. What we are going to be doing, we are going to be performing ETL operations up to data warehousing system. If you have it, if you have a data warehousing here, it is a bigger computer where you will be able to get the data. What you do, you extract the data, you clean the data, transform the data, and you will be able to load the data into the data warehousing. Once the data warehouse is ready, it is a large amount of data, up to terabytes of data is going to be there. Let us say we have 10 terabytes of data. Every month you're going to be getting, let us say, 500 GB of data. 500 GB into 12 months, approximately 6,006 GB, 6 terabytes per annum. So let us say you have uh, 10 years of data, up to 60 terabytes of data you have. So this is the data you're going to be storing in the data warehousing systems. I'll talk about data warehousing later. And on this data, you may run your AI applications. On this data, you may run your BI applications. Clear? So AI applications are going to be doing what is called as a predictions. Remember, I told you AI is going to be always performing the predictions. BI applications is going to be doing understanding the past. It is plan for the future. AI means predicting in the future. BI means understanding the past is called as a BI, business intelligence. Am I clear? For example, Amazon company wanted to know what was my sales last year. It is history. What was my sales last year is a BA question. What would be my sales in next 5 years? That will be prediction. right? So whether I get a rains or not in the next year, June in Hyderabad or not, prediction. But what was the rain last 10 years in Hyderabad? It is going to be BI question. Business intelligence means understanding the past. Artificial intelligence means predictions. Clear? So, but when you're thinking about generative AI, that is Chat GPT, it is not going to be predicting anything today, which is going to be generating either a text or a audio or a video. It will take the input as a text or a audio or a video, and it is going to be producing a text or audio or video, which is going to be called as a Gen AI, which is not going to be what is it, predicting anything. But AI application means which has to predict. But Gen AI application like Chat GPT and all these are going to be generating. So this data not coming from data warehousing. So a large amount of data will be coming from the Hadoop systems only. Clear? Hadoop systems where you will be able to perform A and BA. Now, if you wanted to perform either AI or BA, the thing is that we need to have a large amount of data. How do you store the data? So to store the data, I spoken about when you have a small amount of data, you will be able to go to Excel. When you have a gigabyte of data, as I told you, you will be able to store SQL or in the database management system or relational database management system. If it is a terabytes of data, I told you data warehousing system. If it is a big data, so simply unlimited data, remaining data, the data can be stored in the Hadoop systems. Now, there are two things that you need to understand today. Okay, many companies are storing all this data either in on premises, or all the companies are going to be storing the data into the cloud platform. Clear? Okay, I wanted to work with either SQL, or I wanted to work with a data warehouse, or I wanted to work with a big data. Okay, all of them are storing the data, that is fine. So earlier days, many companies are going to use the servers in their own premises. That means it is also called as on-prem. On-prem means, I will give a simple case study to understand. So what is a cloud, what is on-premises, you will be able to understand later. We will be able to come to this point. So this is only data storing technologies in the IT industries. So store data in IT means, so these are the things as of now in year 2024 I'm talking about, right? So only these are the things we have. I'm talking about today, June 10th, right? June 10th I'm talking about. So only these technologies we had it today. So after that, in year 2006, you got a Hadoop, right? Hadoop was slow because it is using a Java software. And later in 2014, you got one more, Spark and Scala in place of Hadoop, the new technology released by 2014. Many people, instead of using Hadoop today, Spark and Scala, new technology, they are using. On top of Spark and Scala, there is one company called Databricks. Company is evolved. So Databricks is going to be storing a big amount of data. If somebody tells you, I have a big data to store, either you can take Hadoop and store it, or you can state a Spark and Scala to store it, or you can say there is a third party called Databricks that you can use it. But the Databricks internally is going to be using Spark and Scala. Spark and Scala internally using Hadoop. Clear? End of the day, if you wanted to store large amount of data, worldwide, these things are available. Okay, we'll come to Databricks. Azure Databricks is not a Databricks is not a Microsoft company. Databricks is third-party company. Azure simply using the same Databricks concept inside Azure. It is Azure Databricks. So if you take AWS, Amazon Web Services, it is a Amazon Web Services Databricks. Clear? So you need to understand that Databricks is the third-party software to store or to handle large amount of data. Clear? So we'll discuss all of them later. But as of now, let me tell you what is on-premises or what is a cloud. If I wanted to store the data earlier days, so I need to buy a server. I need to, have the software and everything. I will give you simple example so that you can easily understand what is on-premises, what is a cloud very, very easily. Now, I wanted to buy a car. That is what is my requirement. I have decided to buy a Ford car. I have decided. So when I inquired, they told me, sir, minimum 10 lakhs cash you need to have it. That is what they told me. Minimum how much? 10 lakhs in amount. 10 lakhs means it's a large amount, large cash I need to have it, right? So large amount of cash I need to have it. So that is one problem I have it. If I buy only car, is it sufficient with the cash? No, no, no. Next day morning, I need to fuel the car, right? Not only next day, so I need to fuel the car whenever required. So all petrol charges, diesel charges I need to maintain. So what about the insurance? So insurance you have to take care, right? So at the time of buying the car, you will be taking the new insurance policy every annum, every year. You have to renew the insurance. Otherwise, your government will not agree or will not permit you to run the car at all. So only insurance. So what about the cleaning the car? Will you be cleaning or not? If you don't clean the car, you will not be able to sit. Okay. What about a driver? If you don't know the driving, driver's salary you have to give. If you know the driving, you can drive the car. There is no issue at all. I don't know driving. I'm having a car. I have to recruit a driver, and every month the 20 to 25,000 rupees I have to give as a driver's salary. Clear? So not only that, what about if there is a accident happens? What should I do? Can I simply leave the car and go if I'm safe? Can I simply leave the car and go? Answer is no. You have to take care of everything. You need to go to police station. You need to go register a complaint. And if there is a damage to the car, you need to go down and do lot of things there, right? You have to go to the service center, not the go down. You need to go to the service center and give the car, and a lot of things you need to, taking care if there is a risk happens. Clear? So a lot of issues when you buy a car. So what should I do? So many people told me, Bhaskar sir, don't buy a car. You better go in for a Ola or Uber application you install. After that, what they told me, you book a cab for rental. That is what they told me. Sir, don't go for the car. It is of no use. Either you can go in for a Ola application, Uber application, you install it. You will be able to book a rental cab. And the advantage is that pay as you use. That is what is the point. So if you're using for 1 hour, 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, only that kind of a bill you will be able to get it. And if it is more than that, you need to pay based on that only. This is the advantage. Clear? So that is what is the point. I wanted to book the car and enjoy. I wanted to only pay as use. Okay. So many people told me, sir, so instead of buying your own car when you go for this, these are the advantages. What are the advantages? All of them are advantages only. Now, what is advantage? So I am planning to buy a new car. I'm not buying the car now. So I'm going for rental car. So this is not needed. This much of a cash I don't require. What about fuel? So fuel also I will not be able to do it. And what about insurance? I need not worry about. So will I clean the car? No, 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 no. So somebody else will be doing that. What about driver salary? I will not giving. If there is an accident happens, if you are safe, means simply you get down the car, book one more car, and you go. Remaining things will be taken care by the Ola company or Uber company. That is what is the advantage of a rental car or cab for a rental. So same techniques the company started using. So earlier it is 20 years back, 1960s when the IT industry started. So everybody is using, for example, you take State Bank of India. or you take Walmart company, or you take any company in this world, any company you take, or ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, any company, what they're supposed to do? They're supposed to run the software, right? For that, first they need to buy hardware, right? If they buy one hardware, is it enough? No, 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 no. They have to buy hundreds of servers, very bigger computer. They need to buy it, buy hardware. And if the buy hardware, is it sufficient? No, no, no. They have to buy software also. What kind of a software? They have to buy operating systems. They have to buy antivirus. They have to buy MS Office software. They have to buy SQL software. They have to buy Java software. They have to buy SAP software. They have to buy .NET software. We don't know what to do. Okay. So all these things they need to buy it. If they buy, will it work? No, 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 no. They have to recruit software and hardware engineers. Recruit admin guys and networking team. Clear? They will be able to take the hardware, install all the software, and they need to buy a lot of networking routers. They need to buy, and configuration items they need to buy. So to keep all the servers, you need to hire or you need to have a premises. You need to get office premises. Clear? You need to hire an office. And if you have the office, what about power supply? Power supply, you need to have it 24/7. Power supply has to be there. If power is gone, means you need to maintain a generator. You cannot, say that I don't have the power, I cannot run my banking today. People will not be generator. So the generator means 24/7. Some engineer is going to be there. Somebody has to maintain. There is a maintenance team is going to be there. And not only that, to get the people, you need to have recruit employees. For the employees, you need to have drivers again, because you need to have cabs, arrange the transport I'm talking about. Not only transport, days, geese, everything companies have to maintain. This will be big story. There's a big headache. Why should I maintain? HDFC Bank always asking, why should I maintain all of them? Okay. I wanted to have a software in my company. It does not mean that I need to maintain everything. So what has happened in the history? Year 2005, there's a company called Amazon company told, hey, we are starting a new business, new brand called Amazon Web Services. What is that? So here you can uh, get hardware and software for rental. That is what they told. Okay, so you can get, or you can rent a hardware. So if you need only pure hardware, I can give you hundreds of hardwares. I can give you. You install the software and use it. And you pay me only the monthly hardware rentals for me. Or if you need the software, you tell me what kind of a software you need it. I will be able to install the software. I will be able to configure. I will charge you, and everything will be online. I will not keep the everything in your computer. I will maintain in my somewhere in the data center. But using a URL, you will be able to come and take one computer. If you need 100 computers, or if you need 1,000 computers also, I will be able to give you for rental. So they told, pay as you use. That is advantage. For example, I need today 1,000 servers. You can use 1,000 servers, pay the rental for 1,000. Tomorrow, suddenly you don't need 1,000 servers, you need only 100 servers. So if you buy 1,000 servers, if you don't need tomorrow 900 servers, means you cannot sell those software and hardware tomorrow. It will be very big headache for the company. Scaling up, scaling down is very problem. Today I need 100 computers, you can get it. Tomorrow you need 200 computers, I can give you within fraction of second. I can give you. But if you don't need 100 computers today, and you can just remove, so I can charge you only for the 100 computers, not for the 200 computers. So scaling up, scaling down is very easy. So Amazon company started doing that. And later year 2010, there is a company called Microsoft. Okay, so Microsoft company is also told us, hey, We have also created a brand called Azure. So when you come to Azure brand, it is a one more brand from the Microsoft. So we will also give you hardware and software for rental. Clear? So what are the advantages? You need not buy hardware, you need not buy software, you need not recruit admin people, you need not have configuration. Everything will be, we are going to be taking care. You tell me how many servers you need, how many machines you need, we will be able to give you. So in 2010, Azure is started. Clear? So later, I think before that only, even Google started in 2029. Google said, even we are also doing same business. It is a GCP, Google Cloud Platform. Clear? So they also told, if you need hardware and software, you come and take. So what is a cloud? Cloud means simply web enabled, or it is a online. But today it is nothing but a rental hardware and software business. It is. That's it. Clear? If somebody tells you, I am using AWS server, I'm using Azure server. So all these companies are, keeping their data in the data centers. Clear? When you go to images, so Azure company is going to maintain. So I have a South India, maybe in Hyderabad, one data center is there, and this may be in Mumbai, one more data center is there. It may be in Pune, one more data center is there. This may be in Delhi, one more data center is there. So this is one Azure from the South India or maybe India. So they may be having a lot of data centers. All the data centers are for the Azure. So whenever you go, you say, I need 100 machines or I need thousands of machines. You tell them that the configuration, I need these many people are going to be connecting. I need this software to be installed. I need these are the settings, and immediately it will be available. Clear? So who's going to be maintaining the servers and everything? So the team is called DevOps team. Who's going to be maintaining all of them in your company? There is a development operation team. There is a DevOps team is going to be maintaining all of them. If you wanted to learn a DevOps course, Azure DevOps or AWS DevOps means completely admin activities. These people are going to be working in your company. For example, Walmart wanted to have a cloud system. So Walmart needs first they have to recruit DevOps engineers. So these DevOps engineers will be able to talk to the AWS company, or they will be able to talk to the Azure company. Complete infrastructure, networking, everything. These people are going to be maintaining it. Clear? So DevOps team will be able to maintain all of them. So they will give you all the infrastructure. You may be a data engineer tomorrow, or you may be a ADF developer tomorrow, or you may be Spark Scala developer tomorrow. You may have on-premises server, or you may have a cloud server today. Clear? So remember, you will be able to get everything today in the cloud environment. For example, I wanted to get my SQL. So SQL can be available in the on-premises. Data warehouse can be available in the on-premises. Your Hadoop, Spark, big data, everything can be available on-premises. On-premises means you have to buy the server, you have to recruit the people, you have to buy the hardware, software, recruit. You have to do everything on your own. Clear? Instead of that, you need not install anything today. All of them can be maintained in the cloud. So all of them can be maintained in the on-premises. So you have a data warehouse on-premises, you have a Hadoop, Spark, everything on-premises, or all of them you will be able to maintain in the cloud as well. Cloud means what? Server is not yours. Software installation is not yours. Somebody is going to be installing. Who's going to be installing? Amazon people, AWS team, or the other team is called Azure team is going to be maintaining all of them, and you need not worry about it. Am I clear? So that is what you need to understand. People will be calling here as Azure SQL. Okay. or AWS SQL or a Cloud SQL. That's it. Here, normal, data warehousing, you say either Azure Data Warehouse, or people will say AWS, or simply it is a Cloud Data Warehouse. Clear? So people will say simply Hadoop. Hadoop means on-premises, Spark and Scala. If you say cloud, when you say cloud means it may be AWS Hadoop, AWS Spark and Scala, AWS Databricks. That is what you need to understand. Clear? So why cloud has become more popular today? Because the cloud is just like your rental car. I need not maintain the complete infrastructure. That is a big headache for the company. Clear? For your marriage, so what you do, you're going to be hiring everything, right? Because next day you're not going to be using that item, so better hire everything. So one day or 10 days or 1 month you're going to be using, later you're going to be removing that out, you're going to be paying for the rental. Clear? So many companies, they're not maintaining today their own hardware and software. They're migrating their data from on-premises to what? They're going to be maintaining to the cloud environment. Clear? Cloud means what? You need to understand either AWS or Azure. Clear? So when you go to Azure, you will get any kind of a hardware. I need, this is the capacity of CPU I needed, this is the hardware, this is the RAM I wanted to have, I wanted to have a cluster, I wanted to have data warehousing, whatever you ask, it will be given. So when you go to Azure, Azure is not going to be having only one application. Azure is nothing but a 200 plus applications you can have it. Okay, you can have anything you ask. You need a Java, it will be there. You need Hadoop, it will be there. You need SQL, it will be there. You need .NET, it will be there. You need, okay, you ask something, it will be there. You ask data warehouse, it will be there. You ask, Python, it will be there. You ask something, it will be there. So Azure is not a single computer or a single software. When you go to Azure, you can get anything. Clear? When you go to a Sharath Mall or any mall in Bangalore or Hyderabad, you can get everything, right? You can get electronics, you can buy phone, you can go to hotel, you can go to medical shop, you can go to, you can play games, you can do anything. So Azure just like a mall, a bigger mall, whatever you need, it will be there. You pay rental amount, you will be able to get that. So this is the advantage. If you wanted to pay the game, you pay the rental and go to the mall, pay the game. You would like to have the cricket or you would like to do the bungee jumping. So whatever you do, everything will be available for rental today. It will be cheaper. Clear? So every company are going to be migrating their machines, because scaling is scaling up and scaling down. For example, I need 100 servers today, and I can ask Microsoft team, Azure team, I need 100 servers. Tomorrow I'll say there is no sales, I need only 20 servers. But they'll say no problem, sir, we can reduce the servers. You need not worry about it. Clear? Scaling up, scaling down, getting more servers, less servers, configuration, everything can be done with the fraction of seconds. Clear? So that is how the cloud computing is more popular today. Cloud means rental machines. Clear? So you will be able to get the data and you will be able to keep the data anywhere. There is no issue at all. But if you wanted to get the data, if you wanted to load the data, for example, lot of companies are having the data. It may be data, maybe in SAP, data maybe there in, let us say, .NET, data maybe there in, let us say, Excel sheets or SQL, whatever it is. Okay, they wanted to run AI and BI today. One company wanted to run AI applications and BI application today. Okay, they have decided to keep the data in one cloud system. That is also decided, because if I centralize the data, then only I will be able to run some A and B. So earlier, what we were doing, we were able to get the data, we were able to perform ETL operations, right? So earlier Microsoft tool is called SSIS was there. So you get the data from different machines, all the data. If it is a large amount of data, companies were storing the data into data warehousing machines. Tomorrow I'll talk about what is the data warehouse and everything. And SSIS was the tool earlier. SSIS released in the year 2005. Clear? It can get the data from many places. It will be able to load the data from the data warehousing or any other destination. That was a story. Extract the data, transform the data, load the data. On this, you may run AI or BI applications. So no, there is no problem at all. But this was a story to the 2005 to till date. That is fine. But many companies, said, I have the data in different applications, but now I wanted to load the data to the cloud because the cloud is started in year 2010. Azure is started. So before that, Microsoft released 2005. So SSIS cannot talk to the cloud. That is the biggest issue. Even though it is a SSIS software, since it is because the cloud is started year 2005 in Amazon, but Azure is started in 2010. So I wanted to talk to Azure and get the data, or I wanted to read the data and try to load the data into cloud. So that is where we cannot use SSIS. We have to use ADF, Azure Data Factory, which is Azure ETL tool. So which can keep the data into your on-premises data warehouse, or it can also load the data into your cloud. So cloud maybe you may be having cloud data warehousing you can have, or you may be having a cloud Hadoop you can have, or it may be somewhere else you will be able to store the data. So SSIS can only talk to the few built-in connections. I can talk to SAP because SAP was there before 2005. I can talk to Java, I can talk to .NET. So I can talk to some of the sources, but today, lot of sources, lot of cloud, machines have been established, and all of them cannot be, used in SSIS because SSIS is released, before the cloud comes, and SSIS has a lot of limitation. It cannot talk to the cloud. That is the reason in year 2010 ADF Azure Data Factory. So this software is released. So when you go to Azure, so automatically this application is going to be there, which is a cloud application. So you need not install the software. Simply, you have to go to portal.azure.com. You have to register with azure.com. You will be able to get the ADF application ready, and you can simply get the data, extract the data, transform the data. All ETL, ELT operations can be done. You can load the data into Hadoop. That is a big data. Big data means you're going to be performing ELT operation. Small data means you can perform ETL operation. So you will be able to transform the data, load the data. So even though SSIS is there, so why we cannot use SSIS? Because I have to, SSIS was having, so it cannot talk to the cloud sources and cloud destinations. SSIS released before cloud, released into the market. Cloud is released, Azure released in year 2010, but ADF is released 2015. Remember that ADF is released after Azure is released. This app is released in year 2015. So 2015 onwards, ADF became so popular. ADF is going to be storing the data either in the, it can store the data into the on-premises environment, or it can get the data from the on-premises, or it can also get the data from the cloud. So SSIS cannot get the data from the cloud, but this guy can get the data from the cloud. Cloud to cloud, on-premises to cloud, everything you can use ADF. Clear? So that is what is ADF. So as I discussed yesterday, Databricks, that is also I was talking about, right? Databricks is also nothing but your, if you wanted to store a large amount of data. So today people are using Hadoop or maybe Spark and Scala, and or you may be using Databricks. Databricks is third party. End of the day, when you go to Databricks or Spark and Scala or Hadoop, it is the big data solution. So when you go to Azure Databricks or Azure Spark and Scala, So end of the day, you will be able to deal with the big data. When you're trying to understand the data bricks, you will be able to understand the big data concept. So here we're going to be understanding not only structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data also you need to understand. So two important concepts that we're going to be learning inside data engineering is, so compulsorily, what is the prerequisite? You need to know SQL for the ADF. If you wanted to learn only ADF, 30 days is enough. Azure Data Factory, we're going to be performing ETL and ELT operations. When you have a small amount of data, ETL, when you have a big data, ELT, it is also called as data orchestration and data pipeline. In Hadoop, in cloud, we are going to be storing the data into the data warehousing. Apart from that, we have two more methodologies, Azure Data Lake and a Blob. So in the day after tomorrow, I'll be talking about what is a data lake blob. So these are the things that you're going to be learning next 30 years. If you want to learn only Azure Data Factory, prerequisite is SQL, right? In depth of SQL, you need to know. If you wanted to learn this one, it is a completely ETL tool, extracting tool or ELT tool, and no programming, no coding, nothing, everything drag and drop. So that is what you're going to be learning next 30 years. Clear? If you wanted to learn Azure Databricks, means that is going to be deal with a large amount of data. How do you store the data? Means we're going to be learning all of them. So for this, you need to know SQL and you need to know Python. If you don't know SQL or SQL Server or Oracle, we have recorded videos that you need to buy separately, and you need to practice daily SQL videos and ask me the questions. So at least 30 to 40% of Python you need to know if you wanted to learn Azure Databricks. Clear? And DevOps also will be able to talk about it. It is admin topic. If you know Azure Databricks and Azure Data Storage and Azure Databricks, it will also cover a big data Hadoop concept, and a DevOps we are going to be covering. So these are the called as data engineering. So every month, 20 hours when you practice, it will take 20, 20, 20 means 3 months. If you learn 30 hours means it will get completed in the 3 months. So you decide what is that you wanted to learn. SQL only. If you learn SQL, you will be able to get Azure Data Factory. But if you want to get Databricks also, Python basic anybody can learn. So you can buy basic Python videos from us, and you will be able to capture, because I don't teach Python. Even I am not teaching SQL. SQL, my videos are available. Python, I'm not going to be teaching. There is one more trainer called Raviteja or Sandeep. So you can buy those videos, Python videos, just play some 20 to 30 videos. You will be able to easily work with the Python. So these are the prerequisites to complete this. So you can decide if you wanted to become a data engineer, both courses you can learn, or if you want to only learn Azure Data Factory, we are going to be learning Azure Data Lake, Data Blob, Azure SQL, Azure Data Warehousing, ETL, ELT, data orchestration, data pipelines will be learning. So SQL also you need to buy and practice. Without SQL, don't learn Azure Data Factory. Parallelly, you can learn SQL and Data Factory. Data Factory for only 30 years. Monday to Friday only we'll have classes. Okay, so these are the things. So we'll be discussing tomorrow. I'll talk about what is on premises, what is the cloud. I have discussed. So Azure will have a lot of things. We'll be talking about all of them later. And what is Azure means, what is ADF means, I clearly told, which is a ETL or data orchestration tool, data pipeline tool, or it is simply ETL tool. So what is the ETL? Tomorrow we'll be talking about in depth once again. So types of clouds also we'll discuss tomorrow. So data engineering means get the data, collect the data, clean the data, store the data. Clear? So that is what we're going to be doing. Guys, people have joined today. Please fill the form so that today's recorded video, I will be able to send it to you. So I will be giving this in the chat window. I will just wait, fill the form, guys. The form is going to be containing this data. Clear? It is going to be having email address, full name with surname, location, mobile number, and click on subscribe. So the fee details and everything will be informed by my team. If you fill the form, you will get a special discount. Okay. If you fill the form, you will get a special discount. You can call these numbers. So today and tomorrow you attend the demos, and tomorrow you can call them, or today also you will be able to call these numbers. Okay, you will be able to call these numbers so that you can ask the fee details and everything. So try to understand uh, what is that you wanted to learn, guys. Please fill the form, and once you fill the form, let me know in the chat window saying that you are done. You say simply it said done. Clear? I will be able to give you the permission to speak. Can you just fill the form? You write your full name, your location, your mobile number, and click on OK. If you fill the form, you will get a discounted price. If you don't fill the form, you are not going to be getting daily recorded videos. And remember, the course validity is for 6 months. Clear? So the course validity is for 6 months only. So you will be able to get the recorded videos and every month, everything for the 6 months. Even though whatever be the reason, if you make the amount, so once you make the amount, will not be refundable, will not be refundable. You can extend, you can join in the next month. So you can complete the course within 6 months. And the videos also available up to 6 months. After that, if you wanted to extend the videos, you can pay only portal charges. Okay, so portal charges will be some 300 400 rupees, so will be there, so that you can make and you can extend for 1 or 2 months, or if you need it for 6 months, you can pay only portal charges and extend the videos for couple of days. Clear? So that is there, guys. So please fill the form. I will be able to give you the fee details and everything. I cannot tell you because I don't have any clue at all. So you will be able to ask them. Okay. So ADF means 30 years daily 1 hour, Monday to Friday. AD, Azure Data Engineering, means 60 days. AD bricks, data bricks and ADF will get covered. And daily recorded videos are shared, real-time topics are going to be covered, and one project is included, NCV preparation, online lab support, interview questions, everything is going to be there. Placement assistance and support across India will be given. Clear, guys? So what is the cloud? I told you, less budget, reduced cost, less maintenance, no downtime, high availability, data replication, stored in many locations. If you store the data in one data center, everything will be taken care by Amazon people. Everything will be taken care by the your Azure, guys. Okay, ADF is released in year 2015. It is Azure service. So big data requires a service that can offer ETL services. We'll talk about ETL later. ADF extracts data from the Azure Data Lake blob, and it can also work with the unstructured data, large data, easy when compared with SSIS. Clear? So SSIS has a lot of disadvantages. Cannot load semi-structured data, unstructured data, not suitable for the cloud, not suitable for the big data, limited data sources, on-premises solution. Why many companies have to use SSIS? But remember, if you know SSIS very well, ADF is 80% of SSIS only. Remember that. ADF is 80% of SSIS only. You can easily learn ADF. Clear? So history of the cloud, as I told you, right? So Amazon in 06, Google 2008, Microsoft Azure started in 2010. Okay, na? So all these things we will be able to talk about later. So tomorrow I'll continue further. If you have any other questions, you are welcome. You can make the amount for data engineering. That means data factory, data bricks put together, you can pay in single shot, you will get more discounts. But if you pay individually, you don't get that discount, right? So that is the combo offer is there. You can pay together so that get you more discount, or you can pay individually, but it will cost you something extra. So only that is the difference. Clear? So the fee details, you can call them these numbers today or tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll continue with the same meeting ID, same time with the demo number 2. Hope you have enjoyed it.